It was a pretty busy weekend here in the sports studio. Pretty much every team was on the road this weekend except for tracks and field and men's basketball.
The men's basketball team was back in Carter on Saturday for a rematch with the Fighting Illini. The first time these two teams met, Illinois had control over Iowa pretty much the entire game. This time around, the Hawkeyes made it clear from the beginning that they would not go down without a fight. Taylor Van Fleet has more.
Knew that they had to enter into Saturday's game with a lot of intensity from the start, and that's exactly what they did. Here's Ahmad Wagner and Tyler Cook on Iowa's first defensive possession, sending the message to Illini that it wouldn't be so easy to get to the basket this time around. That strong press defense stayed consistent for Iowa throughout the entire first half, and on the offensive end, well, Iowa showed up there as well. Peter Jock had a big day for the Hawkeyes, recording a double-double with a team-leading 16 points and 10 rebounds. Here's some more great defense by Iowa as Christian Williams gets the steal and makes Illini pay for it down at the opposite end. But as expected, Illinois was no easy matchup for the Hawks. Malcolm Hill led the way for the Fighting Illini with 21 total points. He finished off the first half with this drive to the basket, keeping the score within just a couple possessions, Iowa leading 29-25. And on to the second half, we continued to see a back-and-forth battle between both teams. The lead changed 11 times throughout the game, neither team being able to break this one open. The Hawkeyes kept that strong defensive intensity going and refused to back down. But in the final minutes of the game, it appeared the Hawks just ran out of gas. Illinois made some big buckets down the stretch, and Iowa could not get a few open shots to fall. Iowa could not come out on top of this one, falling to Illinois in a heartbreaker, 70-66.
You know, it usually comes down to a mistake or two. Who makes a mistake? Who overcomes a mistake? And we did so many good things, and we did some things that, you know, obviously weren't so good. And they capitalized on those, and you have to give them credit for that.
You know, we made some plays down the stretch that you just can't make to win. You know, like I said before, those turnovers and stuff.
I just got to watch film, get in there with the coach, and then trying to figure out another way I can get the team to be a better, trying to get other guys open, and also trying to get myself open and be more aggressive.
Unfortunately, this is the Hawks' third straight loss, but Iowa will have another home game tomorrow as they host Indiana at 8 p.m.
The women's basketball team was on the road this weekend and had two Hawkeyes in double figures Sunday. Megan Gustafson came away with 20 points, while Mackenzie Meyer had 10.
Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for the Hawks as they fell to the Boilermakers 72-52. The women will be traveling again this week as they take on Indiana Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Now, as for the Iowa women's track team, they had an overall successful day in the Iowa Open on Saturday.
Women's track and field performance was a true reflection of hard work paying off. Competition was the name of the game, people. With Iowa women's track and field team showcasing their mental and physical toughness, they were able to dominate in many events that took place here in UI's Recreation Building.
The Iowa women's track and field stars this weekend were Jalen Roberts-Lewis, who posted her career best in the 60-meter dash. Also, Jahisha Thomas, who had her season best in the women's triple jump. And finally, with Alexis Gay, who won her section of the women's 400-meter run.
Just helping them with their nerves. I know that was a big thing for me when I was a freshman because you had confidence in something that really gets you through a race, and I just want them to know that they're good because I've seen them in practice and they beat me sometimes. So it's important to know that you're as good as you think you are. A little bit of a back strain, so it was important for me to come out today and show a little bit of mental toughness. Now I can take some time off, heal, and out there I'll definitely be ready.
Coach Woody was enthusiastic about the team's overall performance developing throughout the season.
Yeah, you know, this is a long season, and to be able to compete, you know, we've had a lot of home meets. We've been able to compete at a high level throughout this whole season. But the coaching staff and our trainers, everybody's been real smart with, you know, making sure the athletes are ready to peak at the right time. And today was a good sign because we had a lot of personal bests, a lot of seasonal bests today. It was a great tune-up for our athletes as we get ready for the Big Ten Championship.
The Iowa Hawkeyes' next performance will be next weekend at the Big Ten Championships. This has been Charles Boyd, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The team's main focus after the Big Ten Championship this upcoming weekend will be about their transition from the indoor to outdoor season. We will have more on how the men did over the weekend on tomorrow's show.
The Iowa baseball team opened their season in Tampa on Friday and took their first loss 9-4 versus South Florida. On Saturday, the Hawks recorded 3 home runs to give them a 4-2 victory, but fell in the series finale Sunday 6-0. On Wednesday, the team will have their home opener as they take on Loras at 5 p.m.
And the softball team was also on the road over the weekend. They fell to Virginia Tech in Game 1 and 2 of the ACC Big Ten Challenge 2-1 on Friday and Saturday. Saturday afternoon, the team fell to Georgia Tech 3-2 and lost the final game of the series to Georgia Tech 6-5 on Sunday.
The Iowa wrestling team grabbed a 28-9 win over 23 Edinburgh on Friday at the NWCA Division I National Duels. Thomas Gilman, Corey Clark, Michael Kimmer, and Sammy Brooks all won by major decisions. The Hawks will have a short break before they compete March 4th and 5th at the Big Ten Championships in Bloomington, Indiana.
The men's gymnastics team had 2 athletes qualify for the Winter Cup Challenge this weekend and came away with 2 top 10 finishes on Saturday. Andrew Botto placed 20th in the all-around and placed 9th on the rings with a score of 27.8.
Freshman Nick Marion took a top 10 finish and season best on the pommel horse with a score of 27.4. The gymnastics team travels to Champaign this weekend to take on number 3 Illinois on Saturday.
The number 22 women's gymnastics team took first over 4 other squads on Friday at George Washington University with a score of 196.4. On Sunday afternoon, the women competed against number 2 LSU and number 20 George Washington and came away with 3rd. The Gym Hawks return to action on Friday as they are on the road again to take on BYU.
The women's swimming and diving team competed at the Big Ten Championships over the weekend and placed 11th overall. The Hawks came away with 4 school records, including the 400 freestyle relay featuring Emma Sugstad, who claimed 2 top 4 finishes. The men's team will compete in the Big Ten Championships next weekend in Columbus, Ohio.
The men's tennis team picked up a big win on Sunday against the Denver Pioneers 5-2, improving to 6-3 on the season. The team will host Utah and Southern Illinois on March 3rd before Big Ten action starts on the 5th.
Tune in tomorrow for a look at one key player from the men's rematch with Illinois on Saturday.
Nikki, back to you.